Good evening, everyone. I'm Joseph Patawaran, and I'm here to interview Dr. Cecilia Salas Guzman, Principal 2 of Pag-asa Elementary School, Western District, Bamban, Tarlac. Before we start our interview, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Joseph.
So, shall we start our interview?
Yes, of course.
And this is the first question. So, before being a principal, how long have you been a teacher in high school?
It's quite a long time, but as far as I remember, I taught first in 1987 for 5 years in the refugee camp. And then after that, I taught in San Roque High School and then Dapdap High School. If you will count all the years, that's 20 years before I got promoted to a head teacher 1.
Let's now proceed to the next question. How many years have you been a principal as of now?
It's been 2 years now since I became a principal. I got that when I passed the qualifying examination for the school heads in 2012. And then I was very fortunate to become a principal 1. And then in September 1 of this year, another blessing came to me. I became a principal too. So it's now 2 years.
Oh, that's great. Maybe you being a principal should be tough. So, what are your accomplishments as a principal?
When you think of accomplishments, you usually measure them in terms of physical facilities and in terms of the outcome of education. So for the accomplishments in terms of physical facilities, I usually make sure that the school is safe, the school has beautiful facilities. Those are the accomplishments of the principal. For the outcome, meaning to say for the quality of education, it's an accomplishment of the principal if the teachers are teaching well and delivering quality education. And the pupils are, when they go out of the school, they will win awards and they will get recognition. They will get a high achievement rate in whatever test they're having. Those are considered as accomplishments of a principal.
That's right, ma'am. So, as the principal or leader of the school you've been assigned to, what are your strategies in leading and guiding your subordinates?
Nowadays, there are so many strategies. Anyone can try different strategies. Of course, I believe that as a leader, you make people. Leadership is the influence to make people do the things that they would like to do, and in the end, they will get to like what they don't like to do in the first place. So, ibig sabihin nun, leadership is influence. That's my strategy in guiding and leading people. I influence people. How do I do that? I become a model to them. When I tell them to come early, I come early. When I tell them not to go home unless the work is finished, I don't go home unless the work is finished. So I become a model. I try to become an inspiration to them in life that no matter how difficult it is just the way we look at it. The challenges are things to be hurdled only. Challenges are not there to stop us from doing. Isa yun sa mga strategies na ginagawa ko. Challenges are there for us to be met and to be hurdled.
And you said that leadership is influence. And I heard that leadership is something different in management. So, in management, what are the management styles do you usually apply to lead and to guide your subordinates? And what are the philosophies behind those management styles?
Being a manager of the school, you try, of course, different styles. So as a manager, I see to it that I build my team. First of all, I am considering that the school is a team. No, that I am only a team player, and everybody is part of the team. You know, each one has different roles and functions to do. It's not only I would probably be guiding them and directing them, but most of the time, the roles and our functions would be fit in together in order for us to accomplish the goals. Alam mo ba yun, yung alam niya gagawin niya to, gagawin niya to, gagawin niya to, so that we can accomplish one objective. That's one of my management styles. I just don't do it alone. I let them also let others do it. Another management style that I am trying is that when they do not know, like they don't know how to scan a paper, I will teach them how to do it. I teach them. So sasabihin ko, that's computer lesson 101. Tapos, after that, sabi ko, I'll teach you another skill in when it comes to computer. So ganun yung management style ko. I let them do the things. But I am there. I am always there to give them technical assistance.
So you said that your management, one of your management styles is that you acknowledge that there are different roles of your subordinates, and they are also fitting together to be a function as a group. But it is also inevitable in groups that there are conflicts and there are someone who disagree. So is there anyone in your case who disagree with you in your decisions as a principal? So if yes, how do you deal with them? So if not, what would you do if you have this case?
Usually in our organization, you can always disagree without being disagreeable. You know, you can disagree on opinions, you can disagree on some terms, baka naman itong term na to, iba lang yung iniisip niya doon sa term na yun, no? Pero pareho lang pala. So, when whenever we have a meeting, I usually encourage them to talk and tell me what you think about this. No? Before, if their opinion disagrees with my opinion, I will listen to them. I'll try to listen and see their perspective also. And I will consider, dun pumasok yung tinatawag natin na I am firm, but I am willing to listen. No? I try to be balanced. I have my own convictions regarding these things, may decision making. Alam ko, tama yung ginagawa ko. Pero baka my subordinate, this teacher has a better idea than mine. So I listen and then try to balance it all, and then we come up with a solution.
Aside from the people who disagree with you, what are the other factors that you would consider as hindrances in your leadership as a principal?
There are what we call internal factors and external factors. For the internal, usually our problem is lack of resources. So we want to buy computers, we want to buy projectors, we don't have the funds for that. Although the government is supportive, pero it's not that enough. And then also we have some external factors like the parents of kinder and grade 1. Grade 1 and kinder parents would like to stay inside the room or inside the school premises. Although we have already an agreement that they should stay outside of the school para hindi nila patayin yung kanilang mga. So, madali lang naman yun. Based on shadowing. Not that very difficult. One of the most difficult factor is the lack of support of the community. Pero this time, I really don't see it, honestly. I mean, I can see that the parents are supporting in my present speech.
Considering these factors or hindrances, do you consider your job as a stressful one? If yes, how do you cope with your stressors? Or if no, in case you become stressed, how would you deal with it?
In any job, there is what we call, those are those stressors. Now, if I need some stress, I usually make sure that I'll be able to cope up with it. Like when I go home, I make sure I have a cup of coffee, then I sleep a lot and eat a lot. If there are no stress, I don't believe na walang ganon. There are always stress. It's only up to you how to handle and manage your stress. Kahit saan, meron yan. Even at home, if you go home. But then, a good leader should be able to handle the stress that comes along the way.
Do you consider yourself as a successful leader in education? If yes, how do you become a successful leader in the field of education? If no, what are the things that you think you should improve to become a successful one?
There are always two sides of the coin as of this time. In my 2 years as a principal, I already considered myself as a successful one because I look at success on a different perspective that probably others would look at it differently. Ako naman, for success, if I have planned for this thing and I was able to accomplish it, that is success for me. Okay, if I have accomplished more than I have planned, that is already a success. Now, do I consider myself not a successful one? On one side, I always try to work out. You keep on growing, diba? You keep on working your potential. There's no stopping for leadership. By considering that, I always look forward to developing more of myself as a leader in order to be more successful later on.
So we can say that as a leader, you become successful maybe because of your management styles. So the next question would be, where do you get this management styles, or where have you acquired these management styles of yours that led you to become an efficient and successful leader in your perspective?
First, I'm owing to my church, the Roman First Baptist Church, who has given me all the opportunities to become a leader in different areas or different, what we call ministries. In these ministries, you have the opportunity to lead people and to serve people. That's the way I see leadership. One of them, I see leadership as a way to serve the people. Second, this is probably very, you might call it religious or spiritual, but I emulate the best teacher of all, that is Jesus Christ, who really gave us the example of being a good leader. Somebody who has given his life to all so that others may live. Parang ganon, he came to serve. And the second, to where I owe this kind of leadership, is that I look up to the best teacher of all, the Lord Jesus Christ, who came here not to be served, but to serve. That is, I guess, the best example of leadership that I would like to follow. I come to one station, to one school, I come here to serve the people, the community, the pupils, and the teachers.
So, thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to interview you as a principal. So, this ends our interview. So, thank you very much and good evening.
Thank you so much also. It's my pleasure.